Hi there. I hope you're having a great week. This was probably the last good day of the winter of the season before the weather gets cold. I understand it's supposed to snow this weekend. It's crazy, crazy. Anyhow, lots to talk about. First, we'll go back, then we'll talk about this week, and then we'll go to the following week. And I want to tell you, this is like the 8th time I'm trying to do this particular video. I've had the cleaning lady come in twice. I had people from my office come in once. I had somebody knock on my window on the outside, and I screamed. So whatever this one turns out to be, this is what you get. So sorry. Anyhow, last week we talked about Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Well, guess what? I was looking in the internet just a few minutes ago while I was waiting for the cleaning lady to stop vacuuming, and I guess there was an airstrike this afternoon, and they think that they injured him. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens if he becomes out of commission. Will this fuel more fire, or will it get people to like back off because they see that we mean business? The discussion board comments were very interesting. There were things like, you need to have education in order to lead, that destroying the oil fields, although it might cease the money from coming into ISIS, it could cause an economic crisis for the world because then there would be limited supply of oil and we all use oil. The twisted use of religion made me think of the Crusades. Once again, using religion for individualist gains, nothing to do with God. Preying on powerless people, isn't that, a common problem? And that's the theory of having a big military. You want to have a big military so nobody can come and prey upon you. And then this whole idea of terrorist organizations. And it'll be interesting to see if al-Baghdadi is injured or if he is killed. What happens? Will another leader emerge, or will the group start to, disband a little bit? So there was lots of talk about types of leaders: individualist, opportunist, tyrannical. I think he fit all of those. So now let's talk about this week. This week, we get to talk about teamwork and coaching. We've all been on a team. Sometimes we don't want to be on a team, a group project. You say, oh, a team you hate, because not everybody does their part. Everybody's been on those kind of teams. But we're going to talk about real teams that function well and coaching. And the reason these teams function well is because of coaching. So, who likes basketball? I like basketball. And who knows Coach K? Coach K is a very successful coach who has coached for the Duke basketball team for many years. And he talks about his strategies. And one of them, he talks about how he's a collaborative approach. And, it's the team that's important, not the individuals in the team. And when we get rid of ego and we put the team together, you have to learn to work together. And if you can't work together, he doesn't want you. And he doesn't care how good you are. And I thought that was really a powerful statement about working together. And everybody's a superstar or nobody's a superstar. And peer-driven. So I'll be anxious to get your feedback on what you think about these videos. We have one about the Blue Angels. Precision teamwork. There is no room for error with these guys. In addition, our presentations this week are about architectural leaders. And we have 3. We have I.M. Pei from China, Oscar Niemeyer from Brazil, and Frank Gerhi from Canadian American. And it's great because you get these different perspectives of how they went about designing and how they went about working with, their counterparts to build, and how they were very persevering, and that is a theme that is run through every single one of our lessons. It's about perseverance. It's about daring to be different. Oscar Niemeyer talks about how he doesn't use any angles in his designs. Everything is kind of a sensual, flowing kind of shape. And then think about the teamwork that's required for him to take the idea in his head and then actualize it into a building. He has to work with people with materials. He has to work with builders. He has to train how to use different types of techniques. I mean, it's a fascinating idea. So I think you're really going to enjoy it, and you're going to enjoy the discussion board this week. Well, what are we doing in the future? Well, next week we have another chapter from our book, Discovering Your Authentic Leadership. And at this point, you should really start to have a sense of who you are. You should be thinking about what are your weak points, what are the things you have to do, how can you dare to be different? Do you have to be saving a country to be a leader? No. You can do it just in what your passion is. And if you don't have a passion, then you better find one, because then what is, the value of life is making a difference. We also have our community event to do. So at this point, most of our assignments should have been turned in. If not, talk to me. I have some lenience, but I want these things turned in. We have 2 final assignments. We have the final reflection, which you'll put in your blog, and that I want no later than 12/9. And also those peer reviews, and I think I said I wanted like 5 of them. Look at your partner's blog. And then make comments. All I'm looking for is to see if you've made comments and if they've been substantial and thoughtful. And partners, make sure you're reading them, and you can respond back to them in their blog. It can be a conversation. So that's it. The week of Thanksgiving, I'm not going to have any content. There's nothing that we have to do, so it's a great week to catch up with things. And you could finish the final reflection in your, you can't, because we have one more lesson after Thanksgiving about the art of negotiation, of which all of the content will be in Blackboard. So that gives you a sense of where we are. I'm having a great semester. I hope you are. And I'll see you in Cyberland. Thanks, and I think I got through this video without anybody disturbing me, making me scream, or coming in with a vacuum cleaner. Talk with you later. Bye-bye.